Hello, writers. Come right with me. My name is Michaela Greenwood. I create worlds for mind adventures. Welcome to my channel, Write with Michaela. I'm very excited to have you join me on my channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you can go on this journey with me. Today is story time, or the day of our chapter exchange. Remember, I explained that was like a cookie exchange or a gift exchange where I give you a chapter by reading it and you give me a chapter by sending it in. So if you are writing with me and you wish to exchange chapters, then send your chapter with written permission to writewithmichaela@gmail.com. I will post the email address at the end of the video and in the description below. If you hit the 3 dots and the more and stuff like that, you will find it. I'm looking forward to reading your chapters. All chapters are writing prompts read on the channel, whether they are mine or another writer's work, are copyright protected material, and no one may use any part in writing their own stories. This story is PG-13, so if you're under 13 years of age, you need parental guidance. This story is in its rough draft stage, just as the last stories and writing prompts we've heard. The title of this story is Elementals, and today we're reading chapter 1. Excuse me. If you would like to read along, then send to the email I stated earlier and request a PDF of the chapter. Make sure you are specific. Now let's start. Elementals, chapter 1, A New World. Very old trees stood broad and tall around the small glade. Bracken, bramble, and wisteria grew abundantly on the forest floor everywhere. The morning sun shone its warm rays down between the large trees. Alex stood there with her back against the tree and looked around as she tried to regain normal breathing. She did not know how she came to be in this place. This was not a forest, she knew, according to her memory. She was having trouble trying to remember what she was doing. But she did feel like she had lost time because she thought it was night. But here it was plainly day. As she took in all the scents, she knew this forest was miles from any city. In fact, she had never smelt a forest so clean and rich with the sense of nature before. Where could she be? What was she doing to get here? She looked astutely at the trees. They were a warm brown with green moss growing on them. As she pushed around through her memory, the only trees with green moss growing on them that way were fallen trees or rotting logs. The trees' bark looked rough as well. Alex did not move from her spot. She had to orient herself as to where she was. Again, the question of how she got here swept through her mind. Dark green, luscious plants spread their leaves over the dead bramble. Alex thought, poison ivy, poison oak. What do they look like? She could not remember, but it kept her rooted to her spot. Then Alex glanced down to her feet. There lay an ordinary stick. Alex bent down and picked it up with her left hand. The stick did not belong in this forest. Its bark was gray and white. Alex ran her hand down the stick and felt its smoothness. The stick felt cold. Alex had an odd feeling. If she placed her hand on the trees, they would feel warm. Where am I? Alex said aloud to herself. She often talked aloud to herself, unless something. She could not remember. She let out a sigh and decided to see if she could find her way out of the woods. She would need to be very observant and make sure she sure not to go in circles. Suddenly, a thick rope net jerked her up into the air. The net went all around her. The net was spinning this way and then that way until Alex was completely dizzy and she felt like she would vomit. Alex was in a trap. But usually people were running from something and the enemy herded them into the trap. Or there was something that lured the victim to the trap. Alex looked behind her in the woods. No one had been chasing her that she knew of, but from her breathing, she knew she had been running. She looked down to the stick in her hand. It was only a little bigger round than her thumb. She smelt it. It didn't smell like food. At least, it didn't smell like food to her. So now she didn't know where she was. And she was in a trap meant for something that wanted the stick. She heard voices. She looked down and saw all these short people, or humanoids, rushing towards her. They stopped outside the glade and they held thin spears in their gnarly hands. The thin spears gleamed in the sun, so Alex knew the tips were metal. The little people had tall, pointed hats and long, thick beards. They were motioning and speaking, but Alex didn't understand them, and she couldn't make out all the motions because the net was still slightly spinning. Alex's heart started pounding. From their gruff voices, Alex felt like they thought she was a threat. Finally, the net stopped spinning and hung still. Alex watched as one humanoid was yelling something. He held up 3 fingers. Then he put up the 4th one, and he pointed to Alex. All the short humanoids looked up at her. Alex's breath caught in her throat. She was the 4th of something. Maybe they had some thieves or murderers come through here. Then she saw one little guy hold up his hand, like he was saying, wait. He carried a book under his arm. He opened it up. Excuse me. Alex had good eyesight, but she would need binoculars to read the text. Her hand slid around herself. She had nothing with her but the stick. Alex closed her hand around the stick because she needed the comfort of something in her hand. Although the thin, measly stick was far from a weapon to help her, she continued to watch. The little person turned to a picture. Alex pushed her face against the rope net so she could see better. The picture looked like her. There were some small differences. The hair was longer. The clothes were different. The person in the picture had on a green velvet dress, which brought out the green in her eyes. Alex ran a hand down her leg, and she felt the velvet. The velvet was so smooth and soft. Alex looked down at her leg, and now her hand felt her jeans. What is happening? She whispered to herself. She looked at the stick and rubbed her thumb along it to feel its smoothness. Alex jerked awake. She looked around her bedroom in her dark apartment. Her breathing was harsh. She thought that was the strangest dream she had ever had. She never dreamed with such vividness. Then she heard a noise. Her hand went out to reach for her gun. Instead of the gun, she grabbed a stick. Suddenly, Alex was back in the net. Her heart beat harder still. The stick scared her. She pushed it through a hole in the net. Alex realized the short creatures were fairy tale creatures. She remembered the gnomes in fairy tales looked like that. The gnomes panicked. They raised their spears to point towards Alex as they watched the stick fall. The whole forest seemed to hold its breath. Then the forest seemed to shake, and she could hear a crashing noise. To Alex's right, she could see a giant walking towards her. Alex looked down to the ground. She was a good 10 to 12 feet off the ground. She looked at the giant. She was even with his face. She felt like her heart was going to explode. Was this just a dream? She told herself. The gnomes cheered. They yelled up to the giant. The giant paused and looked at them. Alex saw one gnome take a wooden box and scoop up the stick into the box without touching it. That amused her because it seemed like the gnomes were just as scared of the stick as she was. But if she thought logically, that was preposterous. It was just a stick. The giant wrapped his hand around Alex and the net. The stench of the giant's hand was overwhelming at first, but then Alex couldn't breathe. She strained for air, and she felt the giant lifting her down, net and all. The giant was not gentle enough. He dropped Alex, and Alex fell and hit her head. Okay, writers, that is the end of chapter 1. It was short, almost like a prologue, but it wasn't. Leave a comment on dreams. Do you have dreams? Do you remember them? Have you ever dreamed you were in a different place? Sometimes I have dreams that I was in a different place, but it's not somewhere that I have in my memory, so I don't know what that means. Anyway, leave a comment on the stick. What do you think it is or what it symbolizes? Leave a comment on the gnomes and the giant. Leave a comment on seeing a drawing of yourself in a book and being forth of something. Join me Tuesday for some jargon and your cave. Join me Wednesday for our book club discussion of 1984. Join me Friday for chapter 2 of Elementals. Visit my website bymichaela.com. Read some character bios. If you read some, then leave a comment on which ones you have read. All your comments will help us start conversations and build our community. Keep all comments respectful. And remember that someone else's perspective can help you with your writing. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and the bell so we can continue to write together and other people will have a higher chance of finding this video and this channel, since your likes will push the video out to a greater audience. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate your participation. If you know someone who would like this video, please share it with them. This is Michaela with Write with Michaela. Bye for now.